Hi, I'm Danny and welcome back to On The Ball. So today I'm off to the Victoria ground to go and watch Bromsgrove Sporting versus AFC Wolverinians. This week we've heard some big news from Paul Smith, Bromsgrove Sporting's first team manager, announcing that he's not going to be staying on with Bromsgrove come the end of the season. And this follows on from a board meeting that was held on Tuesday where a contract agreement didn't come to fruition. And yeah, I think it's been bubbling under the surface for a while. So I'm going to go to the ground now, see if I can get some fan reactions, some player reactions, and then just have a mosey on round, you know, see what I do. See you at the ground. So I'm here at the Victoria ground. I've had a walk around and I've been chatting to some people, and I think the general consensus is it's just a bit upsetting, like the message that went out about Paul Smith's resignation at the end of the season. No one really knows what is the right thing or wrong thing, or what's well, we know what's kind of caused it, but we don't really know the ins and outs because we're not privy to that information. And people just don't really know why, but they know it's something to do obviously with the chairman and the manager, first team manager. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to comment on it really. I know I have my own opinions and I don't have all the information that the staff have here. It's just a disappointing day. The pitch has taken a beating during the winter months, with both Bromsgrove and Worcester playing their home games at the Victoria ground, along with the floodlit team during the week. It's already seen a lot of action this season. Fortunately, there are a great group of volunteers that give up a huge deal of their time to ensure that the pitch is in the best condition it possibly can be for match day. The weather hasn't been too kind to us this winter, which has caused a lot of problems during December and January, but the pitch today was in fantastic nick. I always enjoy reading the matchday programme that Phil Baker puts together. It's full of great information, messages from the board, a Rosler's diary which is written by a sporting fan, along with player profiles and a message from the first team manager. It was odd that this programme didn't include a message from our first team manager or anything from the board either, and this was a trigger for Paul Smith to post that message on social media indicating his notice period. I won't talk about the front cover as I have created that, and of course I'd probably say it is 10 out of 10. The content of the programme is quite good this week. There was a huge write-up on our opponents, but I particularly liked the player profile on Richard Gregory, his best moments in football, scoring in front of the shed end. The bar has seen improvements over the past couple of years also. It used to be sectioned off between the bar and the seated area, which has been opened up to allow for a better flow to the room. There's plenty of drinks on the tap and a good selection of bottles to choose from as well. We're quite lucky at the Victoria ground when it comes to food. There are 2 food outlets, the Cafe Rosler, which has a wide selection of hot foods at reasonable prices, although they could do with more vegetarian food, so it was chips for me today. Then there's also the Snack Shack at the opposite side of the ground, which sells hot and cold drinks, some hot and cold snacks, and of course, those gourmet pies.
I'd just like to say that today is the day.
So it's half time here at the Victoria Ground, and it's Bromsgrove Sporting 0, AFC Wolverinians 0. Haven't been many chances at all really for either side. The Wolverinians got one, I think it was a header or a shot, I can't remember, but that ricocheted off the post and bounced across the line, and then I think it was Jody who cleared off the line. Other than that, there hasn't been many shots or many chances. It's just been a bit of a stalemate at the moment, so we'll see what the second half produces, but it's very cold out there, and yeah, even though it's sunny, it's cold. So I'll see you guys after the full-time whistle. Bye.
£10 fine. £10 to the fine, Kissy son.
Going to Brom. Taxi for Jacko.
We trust! Come on!
So, I'm back home after the game and it's finished Bromsgrove Sporting 1, AFC Wolverinians 0. I'll start off with an overview of the game first, and then I'll move on to the off-pitch activities from what I know, and yeah, we'll go from there. The first half had very few chances for either side, but I'd say that out of the two, AFC Wolverinians probably should have won in at half-time 1-0. You would argue as well that they probably should have had a penalty within the first 10 minutes when one of their players took a shot and what looked like Aaron diving towards the ball with his hands. He was playing rush goalkeeper, I think. He just got himself in front of the ball, and I feel like it probably was a penalty. We'll probably see on the replay if we haven't already, if I haven't already shown that. But yeah, they'd feel hard done by that. The Wolves also saw a shot come off the post and then go across the line until Jonah cleared it, and yeah, I don't think Bromsgrove really created that many clear-cut chances in comparison to the Wolves. I'd say that Bromsgrove probably edged it on possession, but they didn't really cause any threat in the first half. They held the ball well around the middle, at the back, but as soon as we got into the danger zone, nothing really came of it. We had a few half chances, but we didn't really take any of them, and I can't actually recall a shot troubling the keeper all that much. In the second half, it was a battle. There wasn't many chances again up until probably the goal, which was scored by Richard Gregory. In the build-up, it looked like one of our players had fouled an AFC Wolverinians player. There was a lot of appealing for that, but as the play continued, Jason Cowley found the ball at his feet. He was running down the left-hand side, left flank, pulled the ball across the box. Richard Gregory was 6 yards out, open net in front of him, and he just slotted it home coolly. But yeah, I don't think the Wolves would be very happy that they conceded that goal when they probably thought they should have had a foul. Sporting sorted the rest of the game and it finished 1-0, but there was definite chances for AFC Wolverinians to pull it back. I think it was Aaron Roberts who was nearly caught with his pants around his ankles when he was guiding the ball out over the goal line to get a goal kick, and their striker just nipped it around him, took a shot at goal, and it cannoned off the upright, hit the post and came out. But yeah, it could have easily have been 1-1 at that point with probably about 10 to 15 minutes to go. At the full-time whistle, the fans were in full voice again. They were singing their support for Smudger, and it was clear they was voicing their opinions as well about the whole situation that's happening off the pitch. Considering all of the off-pitch activities, it was good to see the lads concentrated on the game, didn't let what was happening off the pitch affect them all, and they ground out the result. They got the 3 points, and that's all that really matters. Compared to the last time the two teams met, the Wolves looked well up for it. They'll probably feel a little bit hard done by to leave the Victoria ground with nothing, and if I'm honest, they probably should have at least got a point, if not the 3. They had the chances to win the game, and if they'd scored the goals which struck the post, for instance, would have been a different game. So on to Paul handing in his notes on Friday evening. I've heard stories from both sides of the fence today, and it's just so bewildering to see your club in this situation where they've been recently promoted into this league. They're top of the league today because they've won Coles didn't play, so we're a point ahead with the game in hand. And it would appear that we've got pretty good finances in order, because we're bringing in a high calibre of player, which wouldn't come cheap to the club, and we've just seen such unrest at the top of the club that I just don't know what the answers are. I don't even know what the questions are. It's odd. As a fan, we turn up on Saturday and Tuesday to watch a game of football. We want to watch these players come out. They give it their best. We appreciate that, and on the whole, we look for success. And we've been very lucky over the last few years to see some great success stories. Bruns and FA Vases, winning the league, going unbeaten. Just great things are happening at the club. But to have all of these off-pitch activities take away from the good that's happening is just so disappointing to see. I know that there's been a board meeting scheduled for Monday, and following that I feel like there's going to be a big announcement coming out. I don't know what it is, but I think we're just going to have to wait and see. If there's one thing I've learned in football, it's that managers, players, board members, owners, they'll come and go, but the fans, they'll always be behind the club, and that's what matters. So I think that's it from me today, and I just want to thank you again for watching another episode of On The Ball. I can't remember how many I've done now. I think this might be my 5th or 6th, which is going very, very fast. I'm getting through these. I just want to thank everyone who comes up to me during the games or like before the games, just saying that they've enjoyed watching these new vlogs. It really does mean the world to me that you've taken some time just to come over and just say that you enjoy watching it. You don't have to, but I really enjoy that. Thank you. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to it if you haven't already. There'll be a button that appears in about 5 seconds, and you just need to click that and you'll be the first to know when the next videos come out. But from me, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Oh! The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding in this case is a football. Booth, eat my goal! The goalie has got football pie all over his shirt.